Tonight at 10, a standout Badger wrestler killed in an Illinois car crash. We'll hear from his coach and a close friend right now at 10.
A massive fire burning right now in Greene County. What we know about it straight ahead.
And later, caught on camera, a customer attacking a waitress at a Wisconsin restaurant.
This is News 3 at 10.
Thanks for joining us. With heavy hearts, the UW wrestling team is mourning the loss of one of their own tonight.
A vigil held on campus, giving the community a chance to remember and grieve. 21-year-old Eli Stickley, new tonight. News 3's Madeline O'Neill spoke with those who knew Stickley well. She joins us now in the News Center. Maddie?
Eric and Charlotte, Stickley, going into his junior year, already an accomplished wrestler, died in a car crash in Illinois last night. He made quite the mark on his teammates, who say he won't be soon forgotten.
I can tell you for sure the team will never be the same.
You may think of wrestling as a solitary sport.
He was a great wrestler.
But that's not how it was for Eli Stickley.
He was always there for everyone, always wanted people to hang out together and create a family, because he knew that's what we needed.
Stickley, an Ohio native from a wrestling family, racked up plenty of personal accomplishments since joining UW's wrestling team in 2015, including becoming an academic All-American wrestler and an NCAA qualifier.
I had all the faith and belief in the world that this kid was going to be a national champion for the University of Wisconsin.
But those close to him best remember his contributions to the team.
He was really friendly to everybody.
Teammate and close friend Xander Wick says during their freshman year, Stickley brought a somewhat divided wrestling team together.
I have to say I think he was the glue in the family.
If you had a daughter, this was the guy that you'd want her to marry. He was absolutely a perfect guy.
It fell to wrestling coach Chris Bono
I'm still in shock.
to let his team know that Stickley would no longer be joining them on the mat.
At first I didn't want to believe it. I think I cried for probably 3 hours. I was just so heartbroken.
I asked him, is there anybody in particular on the team that he was extremely close to that we make sure we take care of? One of our athletes said, Coach, Eli never had an issue with one guy on this team.
Dead after a car crash in Illinois, Stickley leaves behind a team that he helped build into something more.
He wanted to make sure I knew that we were there as brothers and not just as teammates. It wasn't business, it was family.
An outpouring of support on social media and a vigil held Friday evening on campus show that even in death, Stickley's signature move to bring people together lives on.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. This guy's touched a lot of people.
Stickley had a passenger in his car during the crash last night. That's according to the Rock Island Dispatch-Argus in Illinois. The condition of the passenger, who hasn't been identified, is still unknown tonight.
Thoughts go out to the UW wrestling program and the athletic department as well. Maddie O'Neill reporting tonight. Maddie, thank you.
Fire crews are still on the scene of a fire tonight in Monroe. In total, about 20 fire departments responded. The first call came in just before 6 o'clock tonight to the fire at a trucking company on County Highway FF, just east of Wisconsin Highway 69. Crews are reminding people to avoid the area. No injuries have been reported.
New tonight at 10, Speaker of the House Paul Ryan is endorsing State Senator Leah Vukmir, who is vying for the right to challenge Senator Tammy Baldwin's bid for a second term. The Speaker attending a rally in Pewaukee tonight with Senator Vukmir. The Speaker called her a longtime friend, a conservative ally, and the right person to take on Senator Baldwin this fall.
We know Leah Vukmir. Leah Vukmir is a doer. Leah Vukmir is the exact kind of person we want representing us in Wisconsin in the United States Senate.
5 Republicans are running, but analysts say Delafield management consultant and Marine Corps veteran Kevin Nicholson is Vukmir's most formidable opponent. The GOP primary set for August 14th.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is coming to western Wisconsin for a campaign rally with Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin. Baldwin announced today that the former presidential candidate will appear with her at a rally in Eau Claire next Saturday, July 14th. Turning it over to weather now. Finally a break from the humidity and just in time for the weekend. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield is in the Weather Center with our first alert forecast. Dave?
Charlotte, the weather this weekend is practically perfect with low humidity, lots of sunshine, and temperatures in the 70s and 80s for highs. Right now, those temperatures are in the low 60s generally across southern Wisconsin. 62 in Lone Rock, 66 in Mineral Point, 63 in Janesville, and 60 in Watertown. Dew points are right around 50 degrees. Some of us in the 40s, so very dry, comfortable air outside. Wind speeds pretty light tonight out of the north and east at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Downtown Madison and the Edgewater Skycam is a beautiful night outside, currently at 62 with calm winds, humidity at 70%. But that doesn't tell the whole story. Very, very nice outside. Day planner for tomorrow starting off in the 50s. Highs should make a run at 80 degrees under plenty of sunshine, low humidity. Once again, you could probably give the air conditioning a break tonight for some of us. Coming up in just a few minutes in your first alert forecast, we'll talk about how long this nice weather will last and when the humidity tries to make a comeback.
Thank you, Dave. While we are cooling off a little here in Wisconsin, out west, California is sweltering under record-breaking high temperatures.
That extreme heat adding to the wildfire danger. Several dozen fires are burning in 11 western states now, and so far one death has been reported. CBS's Carter Evans has more.
Southern California is baking like it's never baked before.
It's literally unbearable. You cannot be outside when it's that hot.
Records are falling as temperatures soar well into the triple digits, up 25 degrees above normal. The National Weather Service has issued warnings for dangerous and extreme heat and critical fire danger. Firefighters remain on edge as reports came in throughout the day of pop-up fires fanned by hot, dry winds, including this one near San Diego. At least one large home was destroyed. Several other structures have burned.
What we have out here is hot spots in between structures that are continuing to threaten the structures out here. And so we're keeping everything out here and throughout the night to mitigate all of those hot spots.
In Northern California, near the Oregon border, officials say a fast-moving wildfire there has now claimed a life, but they offered no other details. At least a dozen homes have been destroyed. The dry, erratic winds have plagued the West for weeks. Now it's the oppressive heat, which caused thousands to flock to one of the only places they could find refuge, the beach.
It was supposed to be in the mid-90s here at the beach as well today, but fortunately that did not happen. The sea breeze is keeping things relatively cool here. For everyone else, the heat wave is expected to continue through Saturday. Carter Evans, CBS News, Manhattan Beach, California.
New information tonight about the crash involving a pedestrian last night along the Beltline. The woman who was hit is said to be in stable condition. This happened just before 8 at the Beltline Southtown Drive exit. All westbound lanes of the Beltline were closed at that time for about a half hour. Police say the 23-year-old woman had exited a vehicle near Southtown Drive and Royal Avenue, then ran down the eastbound on-ramp to the Beltline, tried running across traffic. That's when she was hit by a white van driven by a 68-year-old Madison woman. The investigation into that incident is ongoing.
In Milwaukee tonight, police are looking for a man who attacked a worker at a George Webb restaurant. The manager there says the customer was shouting at the waitress. She told him to get out, and surveillance video shows him viciously punch her in the face. Then he goes after the other waitress, who pulls out a handgun, and only then does he retreat.
I thank God that the one waitress had a concealed carry and pulled out her gun. I shudder to think what might have happened had she not been able to do that, what this guy would have done.
Police are still looking for the man who they say was identified after the manager posted the video online. They say he is a regular customer, angry because the food was taking too long. The waitress suffered a concussion but is back to work. The other woman who pulled out the gun quit that night. A wrongful death lawsuit will continue after a judge denies the defendant's claim that they are bankrupt.
23-year-old Emily Zhu was killed in June of 2015 after she was hit by a car while riding her bicycle on a trail across Raymond Road. An investigation from Madison police concluded that Zhu did not have the right-of-way when she was biking, but her parents filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the driver. The judge said today that the driver and his wife filed the bankruptcy lawsuit to avoid paying the debt they could owe Emily Zhu's parents if they win the wrongful death lawsuit. Auto theft thefts in Madison are at an all-time high, roughly 200 so far this year, and in June alone, 38 vehicles were stolen. 36 of them had the keys inside. Madison police say the crimes are often committed by juveniles. They fear that these joyrides will eventually cause a serious accident. They're working with community leaders to remind everyone to lock their car doors, garages, and homes.
I think people just are comfortable in their neighborhood, and they should be able to be comfortable in their neighborhood, right? However, we have an increased amount of theft going on, especially involving, vehicles, and so we just need to be more conscious of what we're doing and what we're not doing.
Madison police using social media now to remind everyone to lock those car doors, and you can show how you're doing your part to keep the community safe. Simply use the hashtag #NightlyLockup.
A Madison man was sentenced to prison time for being in possession of one of the guns stolen from a Cross Plains gun shop last year. 25-year-old Keith Harris will spend the next 2 years in prison. He pleaded guilty to possessing and concealing a stolen gun in April. You may remember the robbery. This happened last October. 3 men smashed a stolen car through the locked storefront at PT Firearms. 14 firearms were stolen. So far, police have arrested 1 person who admitted to his involvement. A controversy leaves 3 open seats on the Beloit School Board. This comes after 4 board members held a special meeting Tuesday night to discuss conduct of the board president. According to a current board member, unfriendly email exchanges between the president and interim superintendent sparked the special meeting. During that meeting, they voted to remove Lori Endres from her seat as president. Shortly after that decision, the vice president and treasurer submitted resignations. The school board is holding a special meeting tomorrow from 8:30 to 4 at the Board of Education office, room 106, to elect new members.
Marquette University says it will comply with an order from the state Supreme Court to reinstate a conservative professor who was fired in connection to a blog post that criticized a student instructor. The court sided with former Professor John McAdams today, saying the school breached a contract with him that guaranteed academic freedom. In a statement, the university says the case was never about free speech, but rather a professor who used a personal blog to mock a student teacher. The post criticized that student teacher he believed shut down discussion about opposition to gay marriage. That student teacher received a flood of hateful messages and threats because of the post. Still to come tonight at 10, a pair of nostalgic flavors being reintroduced at a popular Wisconsin soda company.
But first, after a death in the Thai soccer team rescue mission, there are new concerns about how to get those boys out. What threat rescuers are facing now, next at 10. Welcome back. Rain is expected to return this weekend to the area in Thailand where a soccer team is trapped in a cave.
And time is running out for rescuers who are concerned about a lack of oxygen as well as more flooding. CBS News correspondent Chris Martinez with the latest on the rescue effort.
This video shows the tough conditions dive teams are dealing with as they work to rescue a soccer team trapped in a flooded cave in Thailand. The forecast calls for several days of rain, which means rising floodwater that could prompt a rescue attempt.
Maybe we try because we afraid of the weather and the oxygen in the cave.
The lack of oxygen inside has already claimed one victim, a former Thai Navy SEAL diver who died after passing out underwater. This was Sergeant Major Suman Kunan before he boarded a plane to help in the rescue effort. He said, "May good luck be on our side to bring the boys back home." But bringing them home has become increasingly complicated. Crews are trying to see if there's a way to drill into the cave from above. Teams are using pumps to lower the water level, and they're teaching the 12 boys and their coach how to dive, but most don't even know how to swim. And this would not be an easy journey. It takes divers 5 hours to reach the team. Chris Martinez, CBS News.
And billionaire Elon Musk also helping out in the rescue. He says he is sending engineers from SpaceX and specialists in boring tunnels to Thailand.
Here in Madison, Ella's Deli is getting all packed up. We reported yesterday that Ella's Carousel and collection of playful art has been sold to Epic in Verona. According to Ken Balkin, owner of the restaurant, Epic will be a great place for the collection and its legacy to continue.
We've heard from so many people that, as a child, they sat at a certain table, or there was a particular one of the art pieces that they really related to, that they remembered so well, that, they would come back year after year after year and they'd see it and they would tell stories to their family members.
Balkin says that it could take about a week to move everything out. As for the property, even if it isn't Ella's, he wants it to stay a restaurant.
Jolly Good Soda relaunching 2 of its nostalgic flavors. The Wisconsin-based soda brand said in a press release this week they're bringing back blue raspberry and pina colada as permanent products in their soda lines. In total, 8 flavors are now available for purchase.
Meteorologist Dave Caulfield joins us now, and boy, what a difference it feels outside,
It's
right?
so nice. It's a jolly good forecast this weekend, that's for sure. Whether it's blue raspberry, pina colada, whatever flavor you want to indulge in, the weather has your flavor for you. Over the next couple of days, that humidity stays down thanks to that Canadian high pressure system. I don't know where that came from, but the mild weather is in town for Saturday and Sunday. No fronts or anything to help disturb this nice weather pattern. High temperatures for today in the 70s and 80s across much of the Midwest. We are looking a little bit closer to home. We did actually hit some 80s across southern Wisconsin, 80 in Lone Rock, 83 the high in Boscobel, 78 in Madison. So July temperatures, we did start out on a pretty warm note, but for today actually ended a little bit below normal in Madison. Our monthly departure about 4 to 5 degrees above normal so far. A lot of this month to go though, folks. We could get many more hot temperature days to come. Temperatures right now, not hot. In fact, comfortably cool outside. 62 in Madison, 61 in Janesville, into the 50s in Watertown, 60 in the Dells, and 66 right now in Prairie du Chien. Dew points telling the story, feeling very, very nice outside. 48 in Juneau, 52 in Madison. We had a dew point in the 30s earlier in Janesville. Unless it's wintertime, that usually doesn't happen. So enjoy this while it lasts. We have had some pretty big changes in the dew point department, about 5 to 15 degrees less humid compared to this time on Thursday. Our time lapse in Platteville showing a lot of blue sky and sunshine, a few puffy cumulus clouds trying to form, but there's just not a lot of humidity in the atmosphere, so pretty unsuccessful. And that's good news for us. We can use a couple of days without having to worry about the humidity. You can give the gel a break, giving the air conditioning a break. A lot of things getting a break. Maybe even some Kit Kat bars over the next couple of days. In Platteville on our Queen Bee Radio Skycam, looking at mostly clear skies. So no sun to look at right now, but check out this sun in Sun Prairie. Putting the sun in Sun Prairie, Gail Brooks sends us this. Thank you so much. And Valerie from Castle Rock Lake, a few more clouds in Juneau and Adams County. Looking at a beautiful sunset. So future track showing this high pressure system continuing to dominate the weather pattern over the next couple of days. That brings us some sunny and mild conditions on Saturday. Really nothing to worry about. And we get a little bit warmer as we head into Sunday. Maybe the semblance of a cold front, I should say, starting to form on Sunday into Monday, but it won't bring us any rain across southern Wisconsin. Tonight, mostly clear, comfortably cool with temperatures in the 50s. Tomorrow, we're in the low 80s for highs. Future track temperatures showing things maxing out right around 80 degrees tomorrow, and maybe a little bit warmer as we head into Sunday. Not by much, though. I think highs make it into the mid 80s with maybe a few more clouds as well on Sunday. Your 7-day forecast showing things staying pretty warm. That is an understatement, actually. That humidity comes back on Monday. Temperatures in the upper 80s. Feels like temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. And those storm chances do come back as we head into the middle to end of next week. But at least for the next 5 days or so, that weather, not bad in the least.
Yeah, enjoy it. If not, if you're complaining, think about the snow, right? Yeah. Thank you.
Well, the Brewers trying to stay hot against the Atlanta Braves tonight at Miller Park. We'll have the story coming up in sports. Stay with us.
The Brewers put another guy on the disabled list. This time it's starting pitcher Brent Suter, who goes on the DL with forearm tightness. Aaron Wilkerson has been called up from the minors. He'll start for the Brewers tomorrow. Tonight, the Brewers look for their 5th straight win. They play the Atlanta Braves, and they're really happy that Tyler Saladino is back. Orlando Arcia couldn't hit a lick, but Saladino can. That 2-run homer gives the Brewers their first lead 2-1. And Jesus Aguilar continues his incredible hitting streak. Here's a 3-run homer. That's Aguilar's 20th home run of the season. He'll get some consideration for the All-Star team. Final score, Brewers 5, Braves 4. Peralta the win, Knebel the save. This afternoon, the Cubs host Cincinnati. Adam Duvall drives in the first run in the 4th inning, and the Reds never give up the lead. Final score there was Reds 3, Cubs 2. Brewers now have a 2.5-game lead on the Cubs in the Central. NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. The Bucs play their first game against the Detroit Pistons. And for the Pistons, that's former Marquette star Henry Ellenson with the and one. But this one's all Milwaukee. Christian Wood, 23 points. DJ Wilson, 17. Dante DiVincenzo did not play because of a groin stain, but the final, Bucs 90, Pistons 63. The World Cup quarterfinals produced 2 great games in Russia today. The first one, France beat Uruguay. Quarterfinals are tomorrow. Sweden and England play at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning Madison time. Russia and Croatia are the afternoon game at 1 tomorrow. And it wasn't all fun and games at the World Cup today. French goalie Hugo Lloris was minding his own business in net when a big old bug flew into his mouth. Lloris spit it out. The bug was okay. France won, so all's well that ends well. Madison's Alton Cunningham dreams of being a UFC fighter. Next Tuesday in Las Vegas, Cunningham has a chance to realize that dream. He'll face Bevon Lewis Tuesday night in Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. And if Cunningham wins, he'll likely earn a full-time UFC contract. Cunningham's unbeaten as a mixed martial arts professional. He's paid his dues in the training and can really see himself succeeding.
90% of the people who dream are never able to make that visual reality. And the fact that I've been able to visualize this and everything that I've visualized has come to, it has manifested into my career, and having this opportunity.
He has a passion like none other. I've never seen a passion from another person in MMA like his. Most guys think that they can be a fighter in 2 or 3 months. I actually held him back for 2 years before he actually fought. So if you think you're going to do this in 3 months and be at this level, you're wrong.
And there's a new leader after the second round of the Thornberry Creek LPGA outside of Green Bay. Seyoung Kim birdies 6 of her first 7 holes. She shoots 65. She's 16 under. Has a 4-shot lead over Yu Liu. First round leader Catherine Kirk tied for 3rd at 11 under. And we'll be right back.
And Dave's here with the final check of your forecast.
This wonderful weather that was here today comes with us into tomorrow and on Sunday. For tomorrow, temperatures starting out in the mid-50s. Plenty of sunshine comes our way once again with high pressure really controlling the weather controls right now. Temperatures should make it into the low 80s, mid-80s on Sunday.
All right, thanks for joining us. Go out and enjoy it.
Do something good and have a great weekend.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.